For the last 10 years, I put all of my eggs in one basket, and that's the stock market. But just recently, I sold my stocks and I bought a 35-acre farmhouse out here in the country. And instead of putting my money into stocks, well, I'm putting them into real eggs. So for this video, the goal is to figure out a way to sustain my family by not having to buy meat at a supermarket, like chicken meat, and not having to buy eggs anymore. And that's what this whole video is about. And because I'm all about numbers, well, we have to talk about, is this actually going to be financially sound and responsible? So let's get into it. Now, the very first thing, guys, is how much chicken does our family actually consume? Here are our storage fridge that we actually use, and we try to buy enough chicken for an entire year or at least 6 months. It sounds crazy, but it's a lot better. It's like an investment. You put your money into chicken, you don't have to worry about the prices going up anytime. However, here are the chickens we actually buy. They cost about $15 from Costco, and it is a young board, is organic, all that good stuff that I absolutely hate. More on that later in the video. I'll explain it. But we need about 50 chickens a year for my family. And we're not even that many people. It's kind of crazy. But that's only about $750 a year. So it's not really that much money. But then you also have the eggs. And that's where things get really, really expensive, because we consume about 90 dozen eggs every single year. Now, if you go to Walmart and get some generic eggs, that's only about $300 to $400 a year on eggs, okay? But because we like organic, pastured-raised eggs, well, that's going to be about $10 per dozen. That is over $900 on eggs alone. That is more money than we actually spend on physical chickens. It is insane. So how the heck are we going to be able to make all of our eggs and to also make all of our chicken? And this is where the video gets interesting. Now, this is gonna sound a little crazy to most people, but by us trying to raise our own chickens for meat and for eggs is actually not gonna be super inexpensive. We're only gonna save Thank you. We're only going to save about 11% when it comes to our total savings. But the main reason we want to do this isn't just because we're going to be saving some money, because at the end of the day, when you think about it, we have a lot of work to do. We have to feed the chickens, we have to take care of them, and we have to do all of those things. However, one main thing is that these chickens, they can be chickens. They can be raised appropriately. They're not some Cornish Cross abomination. We don't have to bring the industry over to our house. And what I love about these chickens is they lay eggs, and they can also be good for meat, and they can have a good sustainable life, okay? I don't want to feed my family chickens where they're sick, and in less than 12 weeks, they basically can't survive. That's the Cornish Cross. That's what we buy at Costco, and that's why I don't like it, because in the end, it's a massive problem. Now, you're probably thinking, how much is it going to cost to do all this stuff? Well, just to buy the chickens we need for chicken meat is only about $140. And in 10 weeks, we can actually process it, and that's only gonna be $530 in fees. So altogether, we're going to be saving about 11% when it comes to Costco organic stuff. But in reality, it's a whole different bird. It's a whole different product, and it is a lot more healthy and a lot better for the actual chickens, okay? Now, I want to talk to you guys about the eggs and how we're actually going to do that. So let me show you that. Now, I'm going to show you guys our secret plan so we never have to buy chickens again, okay? So check it out. So again, our chickens, the one we have back there, free rangers and Rhode Island Reds, those chickens, they're dual purpose. So they can lay eggs, and then they can also be used for meat. But here's how we plan to never buy chicks again. So in here, we actually have 2 incubators, which is actually awesome. And these are all our eggs. And right now, we have about 9 hens, and they produce over 150 dozen eggs a year. That's a lot more than we need. We only need about 90 dozen, and that's basically it. So over here, we have 22 eggs, and down here, we have about 18 eggs. So altogether, this is going to be about 40 birds we're gonna have in the next 21 days. That means meat, and that also means more eggs because we're also going to be replacing the hens little by little so we can always maintain efficiency and have as many eggs as possible. Now, what this means is if we only need 90 eggs, well, 90 dozen eggs, and we have 150, we're gonna have a massive surplus. That surplus is going to be for creating our own meat chickens right here and replacing our own eggs. And then on top of that, what we're gonna do is, if we want, we can actually sell about 60 dozen or so and sell it to our neighbors or whoever we actually want to. And in a future video, what we're gonna do is show you guys exactly how we save about 50% when it comes to our chicken feed. Now, this is the part of the video for all the people that are interested in numbers, okay? Now, we're not trying to bring a factory idea into our homestead because that's not the point. We could probably make a lot more money raising Cornish Cross and then having these eggs in a certain way, blah, blah, blah. But we don't care about that. What we want is basically the best meat possible for our family, to respect the animal, to raise them correctly, and to just get the best quality product overall with respect, okay? So here are the three main ideas we have as far as a business operation. And by the way, this is not really profitable, and anyone will tell you this when you do it this way, because this is not a massive operation. The money in this idea comes from volume, and we are not interested in doing that. So the first idea we have is, instead of having just 50 chickens for meat, we could actually raise about 100. Half for us, and then half to sell to our neighbors, our friends, or just to trade for something else we actually need. Now, one main thing that I thought about is, let me show you guys this side of the property. So over here, guys, we have a lot more property, a lot more space. And what we could actually do is grab a portion of the land over here and do all of the gardening that we actually need to raise the food to feed our chickens. So eventually our feed costs could be a lot less, at least like a 50 to 80% reduction, which is the plan for the future. But the second idea we actually have is this, guys, okay? Instead of having only 9 hens that lay about 150 dozen eggs a year, which to me is still a ton, we could actually have about 34 hens. Okay, the rooster's about to attack my daughter. Give me a second. Hey, don't do that. Relax. Okay. All right. Fight is over. Okay. I think so. So instead of having 9 hens, what we could actually have is about 34 hens. And 34 hens would give us a ton of eggs. I can't even calculate it right now, but it would be enough to cover all the feed costs and all the meat chicken costs. So that way we could basically have a free operation as long as we just sell all the stuff. And the third idea is just like a hybrid. You know, you do both, and that way you can make money here and there. That's the main thing we have going on. Now, here is one of our hens, guys. And what I love about raising chickens this way is that this hen, we actually let her out from the break of dawn, okay, in the morning. And she is still outside, and she gets to roam around and just basically be eating grass and doing all the things that chickens are supposed to do. And she lays us about 4 to 6 eggs every single week. And to us, that's enough. That's great. She gets to have a good chicken life, and we get to enjoy her eggs. And that's what we're actually looking for. They do not like to be held, by the way. I had to catch her. So we're not trying to bring the farm or the industry over to our house. We're trying to raise chickens a lot more different. So we respect the animal, and then we get to use their meat and their eggs, but they get to be chickens and have great lives overall.